Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 70, Psalm 70 of our daily psalm reading. We are reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 70. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 12th of January 25, it's a Sunday. You can find the previous 69 psalms in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one, these videos are unedited and also probably stumble my wording. Today's psalm is quite a short psalm, it's only 5 verses, so I'm really hoping that we can keep this video under 10 minutes. I'm aware that they haven't been, but let's just hope. Let's get started. O Lord, do not delay. To the choir master of David for the memorial offering. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be put to shame and confusion who seek my life. Let them be turned back and brought to dishonour who delight in my hurt. Let them turn back because of their shame who says, Aha, aha. May all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation evermore. God is great, and I am poor and needy. Hasten to me, O God. You are my help and my deliverer. O Lord, do not delay. So, that is Psalm 70 complete. Tomorrow we will be doing Psalm 71. So that's the first part of the video completed. And for the next part, we will then talk about the psalm, what the psalm is all about, and we'll talk about the time period that the psalm was written in. So before I get into all of that, I want to explain briefly about the time period in the psalms in general, because obviously I'm aware that there's really loads of people watching this who are new to my channel. There are obviously those who have been part of my channel from the start. Who knows what I'm going to be saying next, but this is obviously just so you are aware. So with the book of Psalms, it's written obviously over a vast period of time, and when historians and scholars were obviously examining the Psalms, they obviously could decide when the date of that psalm was written, but then there are also those psalms where the date is classed as unknown, and that is due to the fact that they can't decide on the exact period it was written in. But there are obviously psalms where an event could be mentioned in the psalm, and that's how they can then decide when it was written but not know the exact time period it was written in. So an event could be a war, for example, and it could be a war in Israel, but obviously there's been loads of wars going on in Israel, so they don't know exactly which year it was written in, but they know that that would have been written during a period of anguish and hatred and all that sort of thing going on there. So that's how they can then decide, if that makes sense, that an event could be explained and then they just go by that event. And yeah, so that's kind of how they go with the psalms of those who are unknown. There are obviously then a couple of psalms, and there's not many of these psalms where there's no event linked to it, so it's unknown but there's no event linked to that psalm. That can obviously has happened, so it can happen, but as I say, it's not that often we come across a psalm like that. So with Psalm 70, there is obviously a time period linked to it. So it was written during 600 and 500 BC. and there's not obviously an event linked to it, because obviously what I'm going to explain now. So it's a prayer for God to rescue the psalmist from his enemies. The psalmist asks God to bring shame and disgrace to his enemies for their evil acts and mockery. So, as I said, it's more of a prayer. It is a prayer. And it's a prayer that's obviously asking God to rescue the psalmist from his enemies. But he doesn't want, but he more wants the psalmist wants God to bring shame and disgrace to his enemies, because, you know, he's not really happy with his enemies, so he just wants something to happen to them because of their evil acts and mockery. It's an imprecatory psalm, which means that the psalmist directly asks God to harm his enemies. And obviously, as we mentioned just before that God obviously, you know, the psalmist wants God to bring shame and disgrace for all the evil wrongdoings that's happened to the psalmist that the enemies had caused. And yeah, so it's an imprecatory psalm, and obviously, as I mentioned, it's a direct request from the psalmist to God. There's not many imprecatory psalms in the book of Psalms, but it's also a psalm that's few far between, as in the reasoning behind it is few far between. But yeah, so that is Psalm 70 complete. I will now write in the day and the date. So it's left-handed, so it says, as I said, it is more difficult to write. So it's day 17, and it's the 12th of the 1st, 25. As I said, I wanted to get this done within 10 minutes, and I have, easily, which I'm actually quite glad of, because as I said before, no. So as I said before, that these psalms are very long, and so the videos will equate to the length of the psalms. So if there's a short psalm, it'll be a short video. If it's a long psalm, it's going to be a long video. We are actually getting very close to halfway through the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms halfway point is 75. So it's not far. Literally not far, and it's not actually that long of a psalm really. So it's not far. We are getting there to halfway point, which then means we'll have 75 more psalms after that till we complete the book of Psalms. But yeah, we are getting there, slowly but surely. We are getting through the book of Psalms, and yeah, as I said, with the length of the videos will equate to the length of the Psalms. I will mention it now, and it's not because I wanted to get just under 10 minutes, actually just want to mention it. The longest video will be the longest psalm in the book of Psalms, which is 119. I have no idea how long that video is going to take me, but it will be interesting when I do it, because I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we will get there. And I actually don't know what date it actually falls on either, so that's what I mean. Once I get closer, I'll figure out it. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the notification bell so you can get updates of when videos get uploaded to the channel. Thank you and goodbye.